much to talk about. So much to talk. Oh my god, your hair looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I
I,
cleaned it. I took a shower.
I cleaned it. Wow. Can I tell you that you make me think of the Goofy movie? And let me
Why?
tell you why. Because I feel like you'd be one of the cool kids in the audience dancing with that hair. Like it would be such a vibe. You kind of look goth right now, and I like it.
Yeah, I went all black today. My pants were black. The only thing not black are my
Nice.
shoes. I got gray shoes on. Just
I
feeling.
love it.
You like the goth look?
I feel like you should be in an alleyway waiting for a man to make a bad decision.
I would totally. I'd do it. I'll do it right now.
You
Give me
know,
an alleyway.
I I wish so much, and it's okay if we like have this quick like off section because it's so important. I wish so much I woke up with superpowers and I could be a superhero, and then like whenever men are bothering women in alleyways or like following them home or like being stalkers or weirdos, then I could be the superhero that takes care of that,
Okay, so you're a superhero. What is your superpower?
taking care of that.
It's
When
in
you're
any
like,
way.
but how? Whatever the situation needs. Like if I need to have super strength, I'm gonna take care of it. If
Yeah.
I need to fly, I'm gonna be able to do it because the universe is gonna be like, okay, this is what needs to be done to take care of this. That's good. That's it. That's a superpower is taking care of it.
In this moment, this is what you need. In
Hmm.
other moments, no. But right now, you need to be able to fly. So you're gonna fly.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Because if I had one superpower too long, I want to be really clear. I would take advantage of it. And when I say that, like I wouldn't steal or anything, but I would definitely like be nosy,
I mean,
right?
so okay. So I know this segment's going too long, but if you okay, so say your superpower was to be invisible.
Okay, I love this one.
hmm You would just be creeping into people's houses.
I would go to buildings that I am not permitted and listen to conversations I'm not permitted to listen to if I was invisible.
Oh my gosh.
And then I wouldn't report back like things that would like matter or hurt anybody. I would report back things like the odors.
The odors.
Yeah, like the bigotry, the
Wow.
like there would be enough in the room without giving away any secrets at all to talk bad about.
Oh my gosh.
Do you get what I mean?
I do. It's honestly, if I were invisible, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean that's a piece, and that's why I said by like if I had a superpower, I would totally take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would become a human and do things with it. Now, I would never steal or hurt anybody good, but I would definitely pull some vigilante shit,
Yeah.
and we
This
know
is
that.
why this is why the universe didn't allow us to have these things.
No,
We would manipulate them.
we would manipulate them, and that's and you know what though, I am emotionally intelligent enough to admit it.
Same.
So I feel like that is an advancement within itself.
Yes. You did
Okay.
a good job. I
Okay.
guess.
So today, when we do our affirmations, right? So I'm going to say something. It's not for Rebecca because she knows why I'm saying this. Guys, we say positive things to ourselves to rewire our brains. It doesn't have to be spiritual. Literally, studies show that when you are more positive to yourself, when you speak more positive in general, your life will get better
Yes.
because you're literally looking at different perspectives of life.
Yes.
So, I'm excited for our affirmation today. Let's see what it could be.
I'm
Okay.
excited too.
Is it that one? Okay, that one feels good. It says, I am fucking powerful.
Wow. That was meant to be.
I'm fucking powerful.
That was meant to be.
I love that.
Yeah. You are powerful.
I love that. Well, and so are you. I think that that's such an important thing because every single person on this planet is powerful in their own right. It's a matter of them believing in themselves. And I think that's one of the hardest things, right? Is you're taught so many things about yourself your whole life, whether they're good, whether they're bad, to where sometimes it's hard to weed out your actual opinion of yourself.
Yes. 100%.
What is real? What things do you see every single day? Because you are the only person that truly knows you. You're the only person that's with you all the time in yourself. And you could be like, well, my mom knows me, my best friend knows me, my partner knows me. They do. They know so much of you. But at the end of the day, you know you the best.
Yeah.
And that's the key piece that people forget. And when we invest in other people and we lose ourselves, we have to keep in mind that you can't go that long being wrapped up in somebody else, because when they're gone, no matter how that happens, you're lost.
Yeah.
You're lost. So finding yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you're interested in, knowing what feels good for you, knowing what you enjoy, and what's the best way for you to help people. That's such a weird question, right? What is the best way for you to help other people? We don't talk about that.
Yeah, and I think if you know yourself well enough, that answer comes pretty easily.
Yes.
You have to know yourself pretty well in order to know how to help others.
Yeah. When you're healed, you have the space to help others. So with that, you know the best way to help them.
Yeah.
Because you can give them actual pieces of yourself. Because you know what you can and cannot give any longer.
Yes.
I love that. I'm going to take a quick moment. Xavier, welcome to the live. I saw you earlier, but I was on a soapbox. Thank you, Xavier, for joining us.
Thank you,
Go follow Xavier, everyone.
We love us.
So, now that we went down that rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to jump back in. Like, so we left off last night. We talked about our sun sign and how it's very it represents the core of our identity. The moon, and it represents our emotions, how we handle things. We talk about Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. So it's how we communicate. It's how we take other people's communication. And so how we are emotionally. So the moon, so our moon sign and our Mercury sign, because our emotions and how we express our emotions isn't necessarily or correctly how we should be communicating them.
Right.
There is a healthy way to communicate our emotions, and we can feel a certain way, but communicate another way because it's what's best.
Right. And
an example of that, and a non-toxic example of that, right? Because immediately it's like, wait a minute, so we're not telling the truth, we're not investing, we're not, what are we doing? A non-toxic version of that is when you're ready to, for like, into friendship. You're not trying to hurt somebody, because at that point, when you are healthily, like, when you're done and you realize, like, I can't do this anymore, sometimes instead of having a big argument and it hurting you, just being like, hey, like, you know, I need to step away from this, or, you know, and you don't always have to give somebody explanations of things. You don't owe anybody anything.
That's right.
With the caveat, unless you did something to somebody.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, yeah.
Well, and that's what I mean by, like, so in this situation, like, let's say you kept doing stuff to this friend, but you don't like that they're holding you accountable. Okay, well, that no.
You have to be responsible for your actions. Yes.
But let's say the person keeps hurting you.
Right.
And they don't like that you are holding them accountable, and they're not turning away. They're fine with arguing with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine with it. They're like, oh, I don't care. Then you got to walk away.
Yep.
And you don't have to share everything with them. You owe them nothing.
Right.
You gave and gave and gave.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Whew. We talked about Venus, which is the true state of women and love and beauty and passion. Mars is men and more. And my Mars is in Scorpio. And I like, so that way everybody knows my Mars is in Scorpio. Scorpios, guys, we're going to talk about by themselves in general in life and a future thing. And I'm not talking bad about Scorpios.
Nope.
I'm not.
Nope.
Because there are people that think Sagittarius are awful. There are people that think Cancers are awful. People hate Tauruses. No. Nobody is bad. It's a matter of how that person is built.
Development.
Nature versus nurture. That's a whole thing. So next up is Jupiter. Jupiter is associated with growth, abundance, wisdom, and luck. And the thing with Jupiter, if you have a sign, no matter what your sign is in Jupiter, it's how you go about your growth and abundance.
Yeah.
It's how you go about your luck. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's say that you are, I'm trying to think, a Gemini.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say you're a Gemini in Jupiter, your growth, abundance, wisdom, and luck, and those are very, general topics. But with a Gemini, it's the twins, and it's an air sign, so it's two sides of a coin. Mm-hmm. And what it is more or less is a Gemini in any account can handle anything any way. You don't know which way a Gemini's coming.
Right.
So when you have a Gemini when you have a Gemini and Jupiter, oh my God. My brain could not make that sentence together. When you have a Gemini and Jupiter, you can pull your luck from all these different ways.
Yeah.
Like you are kind of a shisty magician of luck. But you got to be mindful, because are you building your abundance? Are you investing in your abundance? Or are you being shisty with how you maintain it and how you build it?
Okay.
Now, with a Cancer, are you, and this is a Cancer in Jupiter. This is not a general sun astrology Cancer. I'll be very clear. Right. This is if you have a Cancer in Jupiter. Mm-hmm. You constantly have to be watching, am I building abundance for myself, or am I building abundance for others? Am I worried about luck for myself, or am I worried about luck for others? And it's about making a medium ground. It's the opposite with Pisces. Are you worried too much about yourself and affecting your karma, affecting your good vibes? Saturn represents structure, responsibility, discipline, limitations.
Oh, really?
And I think that it's about boundaries and accountability. So if you are an underdeveloped Taurus, mm-hmm. you're going to have a really, really hard time with Saturn. You're going to have such a hard time if you're a Taurus and Saturn and you're underdeveloped, taking responsibilities, building boundaries, doing what's right. But if you're developed and you are, and when I say developed, it's not common for somebody who's 21 years old who has a Taurus and Saturn to always be really great about setting boundaries, mm-hmm. like they should, or always be really great about taking accountability. Now, they could be the opposite, and they could be great at it. Because Tauruses are a bull. They're a cow. Mm-hmm. And bulls are stubborn. Cows are stubborn. But they're also very smart. They're the mothers. They provide milk. They take good care of their children. They're incredible mammals. They are the mother figure in all of astrology. So there's a lot there to that. So we have a couple more. We'll continue on those tomorrow. Rebecca, are you enjoying that?
I am. I'm learning a lot.
I literally, it is updating me on things that I have not thought about in a while. Mm-hmm. because I've been so worried about whether or not, America is going to exist. So that's been a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, guess what we're about to talk about? Oh my God, guess what we're about to talk about? I'm really excited about.
What?
Okay. I'm bringing this up because I want people to know. Like, let's say that tomorrow something happened and everybody, the grocery stores didn't have any food and everybody was running out and worried about things and,
Yeah.
something terrible happened.
Yeah.
We don't talk enough about surviving. We don't talk enough about, let's say you were hiking or a plane crashed or you were out in the middle of nowhere. Like, we have to be better about learning what to forage and eat out in the woods.
Okay. Okay.
I know that sounds so strange, whatever, but also, if you can forage, that's free.
Okay.
Do you know how much lettuce is right now? And with the amount of money that old Cheeto Pubes has cut from everything, we don't even know what food is good or bad. What were you telling me? People were getting listeria and salad. There ain't nobody watching our meat. I don't eat meat, but I'd want it watched if I ate it.
Um, but okay. Let's just talk about what you want to talk about, and then I'll give you my thoughts. It's just that I don't want people to be coming to the side and being like, I'm gonna go outside and eat my weeds. I don't want,
I'm gonna go outside and eat my weeds.
I don't want people like unearthing like, nuts from squirrels and eating those.
No.
Like,
Well, I'm going to talk about something today to where if you're in a part of the country that grows these, they're everywhere. So I am in Kentucky, and we have dandelions everywhere.
yeah. I've heard of this. Yes.
Dandelions, we have been taught that they're weeds. These weeds are so good for you.
They are. I drink dandelion tea, but
Yeah,
just, it's good for you. But if you go outside and you pick up this dandelion out of your yard and chew it, it's a little bitter. A little bitter.
it is.
A little bitter.
Oh, I'm not saying that everything that it's delicious. Here, the older I get, the more I realize that if something is incredibly good for you,
Yeah.
you're gonna deal with a taste you may not like. And I've been surprised. I've been delightfully. I've had amazing health meals. I don't mean like that.
Yeah.
I mean an individual thing. Like if you were to just eat a plain ass piece of broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But do I just want to eat a plain ass piece of uncooked broccoli? Not really.
No, I'm good.
Not. I think the thought of that makes no. I do eat uncooked broccoli, and I want to tell you why. I'm almost 40 years old, and that cleans out your butt. You gotta clean the poop chute on out,
Okay.
and that broccoli cleans it on out. So many things, but broccoli will clean your poop chute out, and that's a tip for me
Well,
today. We haven't talked about poop yet.
yeah, listen, we need to address this because I'm realizing now that in every live that we have, you have to talk about your butthole, DT's butthole,
Mm-hmm.
MAGA people's buttholes, poop in
Mhm.
general. And I think we should probably integrate that into some type of thing in the show. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we need to change the title of the show. I don't know if you need to like put it on your little background.
Mm-hmm.
But so the people that come to the show will anticipate us talking about either buttholes or poop.
Rebecca, remember how? Okay, so I'm gonna talk about something you don't want to talk about on live, and you don't have to. You don't have to have a comment or nothing. But I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
Okay, so Rebecca, me and Rebecca, we talk about I talk about what it's like to be YT. She talks about what it's like to be a person of color because we live different experiences, and that's how you learn and that's how you grow, is by talking to other people who grew up completely different to you, who live completely different than you, and that's how you learn and grow. And something that like I've realized is that
I know
a
where you're
lot
going.
of YT women are inappropriate with like like we say like you would never catch most women of color out in public being like, Yeah, I just bled all over myself because they have so much like they're
Decorum.
yes, yes, and I'm over here like when I was bleeding, I'm like, jellyfish plopped out, like and that's me, and I realize it's like privilege. It's a privilege to be able to talk real wild.
Listen, most of my friends are YT, and
Yeah.
most of them are women. And the amount of pictures I've gotten, not from you, thank God,
No, I
but
send those to my mom.
yeah, don't send those to me. Imagine I've gotten toilet bowls and busted blisters and just things that I don't ever want to see
No.
in relation to my friends. It happens. It comes into my feed, and I'm just like, I don't. What I didn't. It took me 3 different friends
Yeah.
for me to figure out. Oh, this is a YT girl person. This is a thing that they do.
Yes.
Because I just thought it was that person, and then another person did it, and another person did it.
Mm-hmm. I know. Well, and I love this topic. It's one of my favorite topics in the whole because I want to tell you, like, I say gross things. It started very early when like men can fart and burp and do all these things and pull on their prives. And have you ever seen men like fix their prives in public or like
Yes.
itch their butts or whatever? And like if a woman gets a wedgie and they pull it out, like people freak out.
Yeah.
Or like if a woman's adjusting her bra, God forbid.
Yeah.
And so for me, very early on, like I was 2006, 2007, in high school going, I farted. That was me. That was my smell. And I did it because it literally is like, women have to be proper. Are you being a lady? No, I've never been a lady. I'm a woman.
Okay.
I've
So
never been a lady.
so in 2016, 2017, when we started doing this, basically this is your like middle finger to the patriarchy.
Yeah, I am not going to censor my bodily functions when the other half, the patriarchy doesn't have to.
Okay. That's your fight, not mine. I'm
Well,
saying that right now. That
and
is
I'm
your
taking
fight.
that fight on.
You go ahead, girl. I am behind you, just clapping. Just don't bring it my way. You just keep on going, girl.
Yeah,
You
and
go.
I'm telling you,
You go.
it
You
makes me
go.
angry.
You go, little
Be-
whitey girl. I'm proud of you.
I had a family member.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teenager. Later teenager, like 17, 18, 19. I don't really remember like the exact age.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about like my period, about pads, something came up. And this male 40 something year old adult
Mm-hmm.
started going, ew, ugh. And I was literally
Yeah.
like, if your mother didn't bleed, you wouldn't be here today.
That's right.
And that's educational purposes.
That's right.
Every single person on this planet is here because of a birth giving person.
Mm-hmm.
Because gender is ridiculous. So I'm not even going to say
Yeah.
because of a woman or because like, and when I say that, gender is so diluted and messed up to where, I'm proud to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say that, I'm not proud with what the patriarchy has made a woman out to be.
Yes.
So my definition of a woman is not the same definition that somebody like J.D. Vance would have, or, a Christian nationalist would have, or old, Cheeto pubes would have. It's not the same. Rebecca, I knew you would like his new name. DT's new name is Cheeto pubes. Like, can you imagine? And this is what I think of. Okay, so DT's new name's Cheeto pubes, and this, I imagine one of them really gross Gen Z MAGA guys, like watching TV eating Cheetos. He ain't bathed in 3 days, and he goes to wipe it on his pants, and he accidentally gets it on his pubes. And that's Donald Trump's new name's Cheeto pubes. And you know, like those MAGA men, like you know, that's what it is.
Since you've been calling him Cheeto, whatever,
Cheetah pubes.
I've not eaten Cheetos.
Good.
No, they're good. I love Cheetos, but I
We've
can't.
had the Cheeto talk.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's like ruined Cheetos for me. Just to let you know.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
He did that.
No, you did it. It was you. You didn't
Oh,
take
okay, because
it.
I'm the one that applied the clown makeup. I did that. I'll remember.
You called it Cheetos. It could have been anything. He could
What
have been
color
orange
is
face.
it?
He could have been orange face. Could have been anything. Not Cheetos.
I mean, I'm not gonna abuse a pumpkin.
They will
I'm
never
not
become
gonna.
a sponsor now. Thanks a lot for that.
Who? Cheetos?
Cheetos.
I'm too radical for anyone to. I'm too radical for Cheetos to come over here. I could probably. Who could I probably get? I don't know. Probably get X Toys. Probably get bleach free feminine products. Plus size things. I love all these things. I'm not saying gardening supplies, and I don't mean like in the earth. I mean that of the
Yeah.
reach
Hemorrhoid,
out to me. I'll talk about that all day.
hemorrhoid cream. Like, just,
Oh my god, hemorrhoid cream. I would. I don't care.
oh my
Whatever.
goodness.
Whatever anybody needs me to do. If it's good, I would never. Okay, so number one, I don't like sponsor stuff on here. Like you guys know, I don't do like video. I don't because like I'm an activist, so I just feel like it would be weird to be like, hey, let's save everybody's life, but also buy this sweater that has a poodle on it. That's weird. Like I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. It's awkward. Like the only thing I would ever do if you guys ever see me do that would be like the really cool political shirts. Like I'm not mad about those. Like I would do something like that,
Yeah.
or something really nerdy and weird. So I'm super nerdy. Beyond. So that could be it. Real quick, let me finish. Dandelions are safety raw and cooked. They're really good for you guys. So you go out and you can forage for dandelions if you have them in your part of the country. And I recommend cleaning them with water and vinegar.
Oh.
And then you let the vinegar sit in there for a couple minutes, depending on how many you have.
Oh.
And then you rinse them really good and you put them in a good salad. You can cut them up. Or you can also, people have deep fried them, which I know it takes away a lot of but it's a good way to kind of get started with them. And the reason we're talking about this is because right now prices for groceries are so expensive. If you can go for a hike and forage and know what you're getting, and I'm not saying I'm a professional, but a dandelion is definitely easy to eat, definitely easy to spot, and why not?
Why not?
Why not? Okay. I want to talk about something really quickly because, we've been on just a real fun rambling kick today.
It's been good.
So I have mixed thoughts on this.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Shein and Temu have started raising prices in the US, and some items have increased by as much as 377%. This is due to the implementation of new tariffs on Chinese goods, including the removal of the de minimis exemption, which previously allowed goods under a certain value that entered the U.S. duty-free. Hey, Sonny.
I mean, we knew it was coming.
We did. And so, I have 2 points to this. So, number one, clothing like Shein and Temu are really bad for our environment. They are fast fashion. Things like that. But we also, there's a flip side to that coin, guys. So much of America is poor. And until some of these websites came out, some kids had never owned brand new clothing before.
Yeah.
Some kids had never worn certain things because they couldn't afford it or they couldn't get a knockoff of it. And this was their first way to be able to do that. And am I saying, it's going to, like I said, like it's such a flip side of the coin. As a kid that grew up really poor, I look at it and I'm like, I wish I would have had that as a kid. So, that would have been nice to be able to buy things that I really wanted instead of stuff that was secondhand and I'm very grateful for my childhood. I don't mean that. Like I got new stuff and I don't mean like that, but, it's really cool to be able to, get things as a kid, wear them, mess them up, and then they're done.
Yeah.
And feel like you look cool in them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize, a lot of Americans are privileged in the sense of not realizing what it's like to be really poor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to see that with DT era, this DT era.
Yeah.
We're going to see people get really, really poor. We're going to see some food insecurity. We're already seeing it. We're going to see a lot of things. So I want people to really keep in mind, you don't got to buy new clothes all the time. Wear the same outfit. I promise you, as you watch these lives, you're going to see me wear a lot of the same clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over again. Because even if I was a multi-millionaire, I'm not going to buy bunches and bunches of clothes to go to waste. I don't need that. I am a minimalist. Everything I have, I either need, I made, it's art. Like, I just don't believe in spending lots of money on things that just aren't needed. I am a minimalist in that sense. And when you have the money to be to spend,
Yeah.
go out and spend that money and get good quality stuff. Make sure that when you're done, you give it to secondhand businesses so that poor people can have good quality stuff.
Yep.
If you are able to give up good quality clothing for free, that is a privilege.
Boom.
A lot of people, when they have nice belongings, they go sell it to stuff like Plato's Closet to get the money back, because most Americans do not have a lot of money. They live paycheck to paycheck. It's not something people like to admit. It's not something people like to talk about. But being an American is hard right now. The middle class does not really exist. I do not have a child.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard still. I don't know how my friends with kids are doing it.
Yeah.
I really don't. And if it wasn't, and they have jobs, but they can't afford insurance, some of my friends, so their kids are on Medicare. Or what is it, Medicaid?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they work full time, they're killing it every day, but they still need insurance for their kids. And old Cheeto Pubes is trying to get rid of insurance for children.
Mm-hmm.
These cuts are no joke.
Yeah.
Like our food, I talked about this earlier, our food is being affected. The FDA has had so many cuts, and the Trump administration is trying to keep down foodborne illnesses that are going around the U.S. right now. Because they have cut so many people.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be washing your food. Make sure you're washing every bag of lettuce.
Yes.
Vinegar. A little bit of white vinegar goes a long way.
It does, yeah.
Guys, you got to be cleaning your food because nobody is watching for your safety anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. This administration does not care about your personal safety. It didn't the first time. And this time, if you think they care about you, I want you to go ask for a 72-hour hold. Talk to the Lord, Samantha. I want you to talk to the Lord. I had to get a drink because that was rough. Okay. Oh wow. Oh, you can tell like the more I've gotten in like my hair just starts getting real wild.
It's cute.
Well, no, I'm just like because I'm just so aggravated. But ending on the Shein thing is it's going up. So if that's how you get clothes for your children, if that's how you've been making it is by like getting cheap things off Shein because you couldn't afford anything else, that's going away. And it's hard. So from the environment perspective, I totally get it. But hey, people who have money, make sure that you're giving away things that you don't use anymore.
Yep.
To places that actually make sure people who need stuff get stuff. Rebecca, I am so excited to talk about. I think we're only going to talk about. Okay, I have 2 topics, but we're only going to talk about one more.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about how awful Cheeto Pubes is or how awful Cheeto Pubes is?
Let's go with the second one, Alex. I'll go with the second one.
I don't want to do that one. We're going to do the other one. Okay. We'll save the other one for tomorrow, but I'm really excited to talk about this one. I knew you would like it. Mm-hmm.
Why am I even here? Why? There's no point in me even being here.
Oh man, I'm having a good time. Okay. I'm just gonna read. I'm trying to find my exact. Okay. I'm gonna read this little piece right here for everybody, and this is the beginning of the conversation. Okay. To understand the role of right-wing authoritarianism in support of the MAGA agenda among white Americans specifically, one must consider the broader context of the Trump presidency and the racial dynamics surrounding it. The ascent of Donald Trump onto the political stage was in part paved by his own promulgation, of the birther conspiracy. That allegedly Barack Obama is not a U.S. born citizen, which was that's completely false. Mm-hmm. It makes me so angry. Mm-hmm. This rhetoric maneuver of the then reality TV star Cheeto Pubes represents as early precursor to the racialized patterns of the right-wing authoritarianism that appear to underwrite white support for the MAGA agenda. The birther conspiracy theory plays I cannot use my tongue because I have smoked a lot today. On an intolerance for difference that is the heart of authoritarianism. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to get out of that conversation was the piece that YT America supported the birther movement. And they supported the birther movement because it was racially targeted.
Yeah. We knew that, right?
Rebecca?
Yes.
Leftists know that.
Oh, got it.
That is something that YT people don't like to talk about. YT people have a really hard time talking about racism and how YT America is racist. White people are taught to be racist from birth. All people are taught to be racist from birth. That's why there's internalized racism. Me and Rebecca have talked about that multiple times. I asked her, why does Ben Carson exist? She's like, internalized racism, because I didn't understand.
Yep. I don't understand that at all.
Nobody gets it.
Nobody gets it. I don't think he gets it.
Speaking of internalized racism, real quick, I want to touch this. Rebecca brought up to me that Neil deGrasse Tyson had posted like something very like, I don't know, risque. He had 4 hats, and one of them said "Make America Great Again," but some of them said "Make America Smart Again." Some of them said whatever. And the thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson is he has never stated his political viewpoint before. Even on that post, he didn't state his political viewpoint. Now, because he's never said he's MAGA, and he's also debated against hardcore conservatives on things like gender, on things, you know what I mean? So like for me, like, until like if he is MAGA, then that is internalized racism.
100%. And the thing about this is, I'm just getting so angry. I gotta calm down. The thing about this is that he is so freaking intelligent. Like this man, like he is so intelligent because he based everything that he knows of science and even touches into spiritualism with the science. And he has made people who have been, brainwashed by religion to really second guess, like, maybe science is really proving something else. And I'm sorry.
I almost had a heart attack because I didn't realize there was a cat in the room and the desk is moving. And I'm like, oh my God, what's on the desk? I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'm so sorry. That scared. I was like, okay.
But
I knew it wasn't a ghost. I thought it was a creature. Okay.
it was, but yeah, I mean, and then he's just such an intelligent person. I'm hoping that this is not true. However, I also learned today that he has had at least 4 people say allegations of
No.
misconduct.
SA misconduct?
Yes.
No.
I know. That's what I said.
Do you know who hired him originally?
Who?
W.
Really?
Yeah. I did research on him when you wrote me. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was originally hired by W as a scientist. And so we have to keep in mind with Neil deGrasse Tyson that he has connections conservatively and in a leftist manner. So it's really hard to tell where he is now. He was conservative at one point, but let's keep in mind that, like, W's wife hates Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So
W didn't really like him either.
No. And there's a piece out that I have to. It's so important. Michelle Obama said she didn't go to Trump's inauguration for her own mental health.
Love
She
that one.
legitimately said she didn't go for her own mental health, and I'm like,
Yep.
ma'am. And I want to state, when Michelle Obama didn't go to the inauguration, it gave me hope.
Slow clap. Exactly.
Because it let me see that a woman, a strong woman, stood up and said, I don't care if it's, gauche if I don't go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going because you don't deserve this. And I don't have to say that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, it's not really talked about, really, but, like, it is on our side, Michelle Obama being such an important person historically.
Yeah.
On her own right. Not even because of her husband. On her own right. People don't talk about how this woman is a lawyer. She's phenomenal.
You know, she has her own podcast.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So good. I mean, she's just. But I will say the only sad part, which is I honestly, like, I agree with her. But the sad part is, like, I know that they had done a recent either podcast or interview of her, and she had said, everyone's wanting to know if I'll run. She's like, absolutely not. I'm like, please.
can you blame her?
No, I can't. But I want her.
I want you to look. The world, not the world, America, the world supported Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Our country ripped apart a strong candidate.
I know.
And said no, because she was a woman and a woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
I did not love everything that she was for, because I'm not for politician worship.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
But she was more qualified than most men that have held the office. And I will debate on that. Especially Cheeto pubes. Rebecca's like, I can't take this serious if that's what we're doing.
Every time you say it, I'm okay. So you just said something very interesting, which I want to know more information about. You said you were not into politician worship.
Yeah.
So in the past, up until Mr. Orange Man, who has been your favorite politician? President.
My favorite president?
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard because, like, if you name a president's good doing, they have just as many terrible things that they did.
I agree. But I think every president, there's something wrong with them. Like, because you can't, I don't care who you are, you cannot make everybody happy. Even if you're the most perfect person in the world.
Yeah.
Because even if Kamala had won, because I, like you just said earlier, I don't agree with everything that she stands for.
No.
But against her versus the other guy, I'm like, obviously her. But yeah, I think for me, of course, Daddy Obama, of course. But
I really like Obama a lot.
yeah.
What made me he actually broke me of politician worship
Wow.
because I went around canvassing for him. I wore shirts. I had Obama underwear. I was that man's no. I mean, I found out he was the one that put kids in cages,
Yeah.
and then I woke up and I was like, there's no such thing as a good politician
I
at
will
this
say
point.
this, like I think like I am not a conservative at all.
Right.
I'm not at all, especially in this point of my life. But I will say, W was funny. He cracked me up.
Well, W was funny because it was like putting a pig inside of an antique store and watching it break things. I mean, it really, there was nothing. I mean, it was ridiculous.
When he was on that podium and they're throwing the shoes at him, I was like, and he ducked twice.
Can we talk about, I know we don't like to talk about Kanye, but when Kanye said,
Oh, yeah.
Bush doesn't care about black people, I was a kid and I was just I had to I could not fathom. And now when I watch it, I scream laugh because Mike Myers' face.
And Chris Tucker too. They're just like,
You know, and you know that's true. You know he don't care about black. Like,
yes, that's
like
what made it so funny.
Rebecca.
It was so good. That was so good.
It wasn't funny then because
No.
well, it wasn't funny then because he didn't. He was letting black people suffer. Like George W. Bush did not care. Like he did not care about anybody. He's a conservative. I want to be really clear. Conservatives have always been crappy. Just no one is as bad as Cheeto pubes.
Yeah.
No
Cheeto,
one.
I don't even know if I would call Cheeto Pubes a conservative because he has created a section of people that even right wingers are like, no,
No.
no, no. And I'm wondering, like, it's kind of like having like QAnon versus a right wing group.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Thanks for liking the live, Shelly. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelly. But yeah, I mean, I'm my favorite. This is my last thing I'm gonna say about W because he just cracks me up. He's so funny. My favorite news article or news thing that happened when he was actually in office was when they had. It was like a breaking. I remember I was a kid, and it was like a breaking information on the news of where like he was on a treadmill eating pretzels.
Okay.
And he started choking on the pretzel,
Stop.
and the Secret Service agent had to give him the Heimlich.
I want you to stop it.
And this got onto national news, people. And I literally I remember watching the news, standing in front of the TV, laughing with my dad, like doubled over in laughter. Just imagining this. There's no pictures, no video, but it's just imagining him because he is so like he's apparently he's very intelligent, but he just doesn't sound like he is.
No.
He's supposed to be.
Rebecca, stop.
He's supposed
You know what happened to him? They raised him up to be president, and there are people all around him all the time making decisions for him. That's what happened with Bill Clinton. You think Bill Clinton ran that first presidency? That was Hillary. He was busy. That man didn't do nothing. That's what happened with W. Like people were like, "Oh, you're a Democrat. You like Clinton?" I'm like, Clinton was an idiot. I liked, I mean, and his own policies. I don't even know if they were his own. Okay, so I need to tell you guys something. We're coming to the end of the live.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Okay, well, number one, it's about that time. I want to finish this conversation tomorrow. We're going to go more in depth. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go over a lot of Cheeto pubes, racial indiscretions, and why. Do you guys hear my cat?
Yes, I heard that.
It's because she literally is not supposed to be in here because I'm live.
Oh.
And that's why I got to end because my cat is meow. And it's like, are you supposed to be in here in the first place? No.
She just wants to be a part of the live, Samantha.
No, she wants out of the room.
Oh, she's locked in the room.
Yeah, she's locked in the room, and I'm sitting over here like, hold on a minute,
I see.
ma'am.
She's just trying to have a conversation.
I know, I love her. She's the best. It's my good cat, not my bad cat. I have a good cat and a bad cat. It's a good cat. Well, on that note, I am gonna hop off here, guys. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You are a pleasure, an angel, guys. If you're following me but not Rebecca, that's ridiculous. We're the same person, so don't do that.
We're not the same person. That's
Xavian, you're the
best.
best. Rebecca, you're the best. We're the same person, Rebecca, and I love you. And we're like this.
We are, but we're not the same person.
We're like this.
That's not.
Okay. All right. On that note, fuck Donald Trump.